What's up, YouTube? Today I want to talk about being a singer versus being a music creator. Both of these jobs are in the music industry. Yes, the music industry is large, a giant umbrella. And I have done both of them, so I thought it'd be fun to compare the two and talk about the good, the bad, and the random stuff that nobody really talks about. Like, one of these jobs had me running in full glam, high heels through Atlantic City, trying to catch the next bus back to New York City. When the other gig, I will roll out of bed in my pajamas and get paid sometimes. Let's jump right into it. Singer versus music creator. Let's first break down the job, what I actually do or did as a singer versus a music creator. There are many ways to make money as a singer. These are the places where I worked as a singer. So I worked on cruise ships, I sang at weddings, I sang at casinos, I sang at nursing homes, and I sang at bars. I would sometimes do session singing, but I really didn't do that much of it, so I'm not going to include that in this video, but I maybe did that 2 or 3 times where I'd either go to a studio and I'd get hired to sing, or I would record some vocals at my house and ship them out, but it wasn't that often. Maybe more than 2 or 3, maybe like 10 times total. So for these gigs, I would 99% of the time sing cover songs. So these are songs that people already know and love. For some reason, there's like 200 or 300, maybe 500, I don't know, a couple hundred songs that everybody wants to listen to over and over and over again from the 1940s to today. And you kind of have to learn all of those songs. I would have to dress up either in full glam, or if I was singing in a 90s band in like a 90s outfit, and I would have to dance. Many times I'd have to do choreography that I was god awful at, or I would have to jump in the crowd, dance with the bride, dance with the guests on the ship. I would have to boogie down. I need to have a good time so they could have a good time. And that was pretty fun, actually. I would also have to entertain the guests. So sometimes when I was doing a gig, specifically on the cruise ship, I would have to take the guests out to dinner and like host dinner. And I would also have random duties. As a singer, you have random duties. Sometimes it is training the new singer. It is on the cruise ship. Some of my random duties were putting on life jackets at like 7 a.m. for the guests because for some reason they couldn't put on their own life jacket. I would also have to sometimes like walk them from like point A to point B because for some reason they needed a guide. The fine print on the contract as a singer was like, you have to sing 3 to 5 hours a day, you have to host dinner once a week, and then you have to do whatever else we decide that we need you to do at any point of time. That wasn't fun, but some cruise directors would really take advantage of that, and others would kind of realize you didn't want to work on a ship to like host golf, but some of them didn't. Now let's talk about a music creator. So a music creator is really cool because there are lots of ways to be a music creator. There's not just like a one size fits all. But for me, the way I have made money as a music creator is creating sample packs, creating videos for my channels, but also videos for music tech companies' channels. I've also created ads. Those are videos. And I've created, courses for music tech brands and for myself. So lots of videos. I have done a lot of teaching in videos, teaching events, teaching people how to use different products. I've gone to teach at schools. I've gone to teach at universities. I've taught virtually and in person teaching. I've also done live streams. I get hired to do live streams with music tech companies and also with schools. And I've done random other things, which have been pretty awesome. Trying to think of what I've randomly done. They just kind of like pop up. I've done giveaways. I haven't personally done this, but Ethan, my husband, has trained different AIs, has created templates, presets. So there's a lot of things you can do with music tech companies. Those 4 main buckets, that's the 4 main ways I typically work with music tech companies. To go a little bit deeper into the job itself, as a music creator, I can wear what I want. Specifically, I wear what aligns with my brand. My mission is to make music production and entrepreneurship more accessible to more people because I want to be just like an everyday musician. I am an everyday musician. Like I am an artist and I am releasing music on just a casual basis. So I wear casual clothes. I don't wear makeup because I hate wearing makeup because I hate washing my face, but I could if I want to. I can just wear whatever I want, right? Another cool thing is I can work from anywhere, and typically that's in my studio. I love working from home, or I can work anywhere in the world. If I want to go to Amsterdam for a month, I can just get a studio and I can make content and I can work from there. Or I can work from Iowa. I can work from Japan. I could literally work anywhere. I have complete creative control. Typically, I guess if you created your own cover band, you would have more creative control, but not really that much, because at the end of the day, people want to hear "I Will Survive" and "I Want You Back" and "Let's Celebrate." Raise your glass. In my business, I can pretty much do whatever I want to do, and I can make content in the ways that I want to make content. I get to decide who I work with, what companies I work with, and I just have so much control creatively, and it's awesome. I build products also, so I create some of my own products. Maybe you guys have seen them. I've created my Logic Pro crash course. I've created lots of things. I created a planner. Other random things I have to do is like admin, emails, my calendar. I write my newsletter every week, which is actually really fun. You guys should sign up for it. I basically break down my 4M framework, which is every day I spend a minimum of 90 minutes on music, mindset, marketing, and money. So in my newsletter, I give a music, mindset, marketing, and money tip. So that's totally free. You guys should sign up for it. I'll put that in the description. Let's talk about like the pros and cons of each of those. Okay. So with a singer, there's no real room to grow. Like, you could build your own band. Maybe you can make other bands, but like that's not really a singer anymore. Now you're like a band leader. As a singer itself, like you get the gigs and that's kind of it, right? You could maybe be an MC, but that's kind of like the ceiling. And as a music creator, there's kind of endless opportunities. You can keep creating, you can make more than one platform, you can focus on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever else is new. You could just create. Like that's what I just kind of feel like a music creator. A music creator is like a creator of all things music. Like I can create a podcast. I could create plugins. I can just create music. I'm just a music creator. The problem with singing is that it's not really that consistent, right? There's only a few streams of revenue. Some people have been able to be a full-time singer, but I really wasn't ever able to be a full-time singer unless I was on the cruise ship. I probably could have made it work. Like I was making like 30,000 a year, maybe 40,000 a year in a good year, like singing in New York City. And I guess I could have survived on that if I wanted to be like in poverty level, but I didn't. So I always had to work a day job. I had to bartend or I had to work at Equinox, where as a music creator, pretty much the day I decided I wanted to be a music creator and I wanted to work with music tech companies, it took 9 months of building, 9 months of where I didn't get paid anything. But by the time I hit that 9-month mark and I was like, all right, we need to monetize, I was a full-time creator. And I've been a full-time music creator ever since then. I would pick up a few gigs here and there because I loved having like multiple streams of revenue. But maybe like 2 years into it, I decided I don't need to sing gigs anymore and I'm not going to do the gigs anymore. Yeah, being a music creator definitely helped me be like full-time faster. Now let's talk about the commute. So the first thing I need to say is I hate driving. Back then, I couldn't even afford a car, but even now when I have a car, I hate driving. I don't like driving. It gives me anxiety. So back then, I would always catch a ride. So I'd either catch a ride with another bandmate, because one of the perks about being a singer is I don't have a lot of gear, but a drummer has a lot of gear. So drummers all have their own cars, even in New York City. So I would catch a ride with the drummer or the piano player or the bass player. And sometimes it would take me like 45 minutes just to meet them at their ride. Then we would drive to the gig, which would take another few hours, and vice versa. Or like sometimes I would have to fly. Like I've flown across the world to go meet the cruise ship. And yeah, I'd have to chase the bus in heels or rely on public transportation. Or I would have to spend a ton of money on an Uber, which would suck because I don't make that much on gigs. And sometimes like if I made like $300 at a gig and then I have to spend $100 like on transportation, that's just like pain. And now obviously I can just roll out of bed and work. Let's talk about the perks. So as a singer, you get free food. Yes. If you don't have a lot of money, free food is a giant perk. And I'm not just talking about regular schmegular food. I'm talking about like 5-star food. You get to travel the world. I literally went to Antarctica, Asia, Africa, Europe, so many places singing. So I'm super grateful for that. You get to hopefully have a fun band. I haven't loved everybody I've played with, but I've made a lot of amazing friends and I've had so much fun performing. When there's nothing like performing in front of a live audience, like that's amazing. And I'm so grateful that I was paid to sing. Like making money singing is like amazing. I understand a lot of people haven't done that. And so I'm very grateful that I was able to make money singing, period. Now let's talk about it. As a music creator, you get free gear in exchange for making videos, and sometimes you'll get free gear plus money. Many times you'll get free gear plus money in order to make a video or teach about the product. I'll get to have global collabs. And what I mean by that is I can work with people all over the world from the comfort of my home. I get to sell products from the comfort of my home to anywhere in the world. Somebody right now could be watching me in Bangladesh or buying my product from Australia. They do. So that's pretty cool. I get invited to really, really cool events that I would get hired to sing at as a singer, but now I get to go as a guest, which is really cool. I've gotten invited to really cool YouTube events, networking events. I really get into the room a lot easier as a music creator than I did as a singer. As a singer, I was just a hired gun. People wouldn't care about me. I'd be like in the corner singing. Sometimes I'd be dancing and having fun, but they weren't there for me. I was just the singer at the event. And now when I go to an event, people really like me because they know me from my social media, or they want to work with me because they want me to help sell their products or market their products or whatever. And another big perk, to me this is a big perk, is that I get to use my own music in the videos, in the classes that I get paid to do. So I think that's really cool. I always loved making music and I struggled making money making my own music. So for me, this is like a loophole. My song won't make any money, but a video that I create using my song will make me thousands of dollars. So yes, my song didn't make any money, but I used my song in the video that made me money. So I made money with my song. Now let's talk about the skills required to be a singer or a music creator. Okay, for a singer, you need to have stage presence. You need to have vocal technique. You need to have endurance. Sometimes these gigs are long and they're late. You need to be physically attractive. I don't mean like thin. You need to be aesthetically pleasing. You need to dress nicely. You can't just like show up like untamed, or like you have to take care of yourself. You have to maintain yourself. And you have to be able to have a large repertoire, right? Like you have to know so many songs. I told you those same 200 to 500 songs that everybody wants to hear over and over again. You have to pretty much know all of those songs. Sometimes you don't need to memorize them all. You can use iPads. Like on the ship, we were able to use iPads, but at a wedding, we had to memorize everything. So yeah, that's what you need to do to be a professional gigging singer. As a music creator, it's a little bit different. You need music skills, but you can do any music skill that works for you. If you're really good at singing, you can make content about that. If you're really good at engineering, you can make content about that. If you're really good at piano playing, you can make content about that. You can kind of use whatever skills you have and build upon that. You really need to have the will to learn. Like you have to have a thirst for learning. And I love learning. Something that makes me happy. Like learning a new trick makes me happy. Learning a new business idea. So you kind of have to be like an entrepreneur and like want to learn a lot of different things and know how to wear a lot of hats. Whereas singing, you're kind of like know what you got to do. You got to like sing the songs, show up, and like that's it. If you want to be a music creator, I highly recommend learning how to film and edit. It's not like a 100% requirement because you can make presets and you could do things that don't require you to be on video, but there's a lot of opportunities if you can also do the video work. So I recommend doing it, and it's not rocket science, and it's actually really fun. If you ask me, I enjoy it. And then you have to have some business skills, right? Because you're not working for a band leader. You're not just showing up at the gig. You have to like get the gigs. You have to negotiate the gigs a little bit more so than if you were like in a band and then the band books the gigs for you. But sometimes you have to know these it's very helpful to know these skills as a singer as well. Know how to negotiate and know business skills. Okay, let's talk about the differences and the pros and cons. So as a singer, it is very competitive, right? You can be easily replaced. It's hard to get the gigs. There's so many singers in New York City. You have to be really good at all of the styles of singing: jazz, pop, rock, even hip hop. I had to learn how to rap. It can be tough. As a music creator, you get to build on your own strengths. So you can't really be replaced because nobody is like you. Nobody has your ears. Nobody has your experiences. No one has your exact palette of talents. So you get to be your own thing, and that's really cool. Okay, now let's talk about the pay. Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. I really believe in pay transparency, so I'm going to be as transparent as my brain remembers, but these are the pay breakdowns that I was paid as a singer and a music creator. As a singer, for cruise ships, I'm pretty sure I got paid $3,600 per month. This was like 15 years ago, so it could be different now. As wedding gigs, I was paid anywhere from $250 to $800 per gig. Again, this was 5 years ago, so it could be a little bit higher now. For casinos, I was paid anywhere between $100 to $300 per gig. Both of these gigs, as a wedding and casino, I would typically sing for 4 hours. For the cruise ships, I would sing 3 to 5 hours every single day for like 3 to 4 months. Nursing homes, I would be paid $100 per hour. And bars, I was paid anywhere from $100 to $250 per gig. Those ones typically didn't pay as well, but a lot of these I could still collect tips, so I can get some tips, which was not much. As a music creator, I've been paid personally to make sample packs anywhere from $700 to $5,000 per pack. Some of these packs all these packs would require like 100 samples, either vocal samples or a combination of vocal samples and other sample types. Videos, I would get paid anywhere from $500 to $6,000 per video. One time I was paid $6,000 for one 60-second video on my TikTok. That doesn't happen often. Many times, so typically I'm paid anywhere between $1,000 to $2,000 for a short form video that is posted on my channels, and then a long form video, maybe like $2,000, and then videos on other people's channels, I charge a little bit less. But a lot of people think I've made most of my money posting videos on my channels, but I've really made most of my money posting on other music tech companies' channels. So you don't even have to have a big audience to post videos and get paid to make videos. Teaching, I've been paid anywhere from $500 to $7,000 per class. Sometimes I sell tickets to my own class. Sometimes I get hired by Berkeley, ASU, universities all over the world virtually to teach classes. And live streams, I've been paid anywhere from $0, I just do them in collaboration, up to $1,000 per stream. And now selling your own products, this is where you can make bank. Like you can make hundreds and 200,000s of dollars. I've done really, really, really well on selling my own products because I really believe in my products. I think they're awesome and I think they help people. And I've gotten really, really good reviews on pretty much all my products. So you can see some of these reviews. So let's talk about the bottom line, singer versus music creator. As a singer, I loved being a singer, but I didn't know how to scale or grow. I started to hate the traveling to the gig because I didn't get to experience the place as much as I wanted to. I would just have to run to the gig and then right after the gig, run home. I hated wearing makeup and heels, and I hated drunk people. I did. As a music creator, I've built a career I never knew was possible. If you had told me in 2020 that I would be working with music tech companies and teaching people how to use Logic Pro, I wouldn't have believed you. I get to work with brands that I love, seriously that I love. And I've been able to help thousands of other musicians do the same or learn how to find financial and creative freedom, whether that be in music production or entrepreneurship. And that brings me the greatest joy. So how I switched. When I graduated from Berkeley, I had no clear path, and this is why I'm so passionate about talking about this, because I didn't even know this job existed. I still don't know if they teach people how to be a music creator. I learned how to produce online. I didn't even learn how to produce music at Berkeley. I learned from a course for $75 by blanks. The course was How to Produce by Blanks. And that course changed my life. So ever since that, I was like, oh my gosh, I want to help people change their life. I want to create courses and tools to help people change their life. So then I built my own music tech business. I created a course, How to Work with Music Tech Companies, where I teach you how to land brand deals, how you can teach and earn, build passive income, and become your own boss. If you want to take this course and learn how to become a full-time music creator, right now I'm running a summer sale. Just go to my website. I'll put the link in the description and type in the coupon code SUMMERYouTube. Bam, huge discount. And right now, if you get this course, you'll get this course for free, which is how to create and sell digital products, which comes with this ebook that you could fill out, and you can click on the chapter titles and open up my website, and it'll show you how to properly fill out each of these steps. You'll also have access to the Music Tech Creators community, which has over 600 members. And we have pop-up group one-on-ones. The next one is coming soon. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope this helps. Please comment if you have any questions. I'll keep an eye out for them. And subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time.